So I've had some time off work and I'm working on a couple projects, and today I have a long list of things to do. And the first thing we did today is I went to see Scary Stories Told in the Dark, or Dark Scaries Told. What you know that one with the scary pictures? It's really good. Yeah, it kind of they took the format of what they did with the Goosebumps series, but it makes sense because anthology movies just don't win. But it was pretty cool. But that's not what I wanted to talk about today. What I really wanted to talk about today is Instagram. Yeah, I said Instagram. Um, and I know it's a sore spot for a lot of people to talk about anything about Instagram. But I want to talk about the fact that the people who really made Instagram an interesting place really don't get the credit, and how that's once again another racist tone when it comes to creative stuff. Racist and sexist tone because people not getting the credit it should have got. Because a lot of people want to throw out shade about influencers on Instagram and how bad they are, and it's true. Now it's pretty bad, and how Instagram really is a big circle jerk of creative people, and it's really not used as anything but an ego boost for most people now, and that is really true. But I'd also like to talk about how the simple fact is that the biggest people who changed photography and still photos and video probably come from Instagram, and that's something a lot of people don't want to say because they don't like that, and they don't like that it was women that did it. But you can bullshit all you want about a lot of things, but I'll tell you flat out, it was Instagram that changed the way we look at a lot of stuff when it comes to filmmaking today. A lot of stuff that's being done in filmmaking today was changed by Instagram. I mean, just look at it. Look at all that crap. And when I say crap, I don't mean that as being it's all shit what Instagram has done, because it's not. Simple fact is that the people who made Instagram work for them learned how to do little tricks of the trade. They learned cinematography and creative still photography in a way a lot of us had really just set the ball down and not wanted to change or learn. And as creative people, we found ourselves in an echo chamber, a clear echo chamber of not moving on from the previous generation to learn to do new things. And what I mean by the sexist stances of not giving people credit for credit's due was because people want to attack Instagram because they're like, you want to go after these people who are models or want to be models or have fun doing modeling stuff. I wonder why that is. Why is that? There's particularly women that you go after, and why it is that these women aren't getting enough credit for teaching us to do hacks when it comes to cell phone photography and quick video photography. Maybe because you're an asshole. But guess what? So am I. And so is a lot of other people when it comes to giving credit where credit is due. I have a lot of problems with Instagram, like so-called influencers and the bullshit that they do and think they can get away with. But let's give credit for Instagram people who are very creative and people whose work. Let's put it this way. Last night I fell down a rabbit hole on YouTube, and I was looking at phone photography and phone videography hacks. And for the most part, all these hacks are the same, but you'll see little ones that are different here. Some of these videos don't even glance over the fact that they stole from a lot of people. They didn't come up with these hacks, they're just showing them. And they're mainly the same hacks over and over again. But these hacks were created by people, for the most part, on Instagram. I ain't saying every bit of modern ingenuity when it comes to transitions and stuff was Instagram created, but a lot of it was. And it's another lost history in a way of how women have like influenced culture, and then men took it and used it and ran with it, and how that is probably lost us to ever know who were the people who truly like were innovators when it come to that. So that was just something I wanted when I was up till 4 o'clock in the morning down that rabbit hole of looking at stuff that I really wanted to talk about. Oh, and by the way, I don't think there's anything wrong with Instagram, but I found that it really doesn't drive traffic to anything. I get more traffic driven to my website and provides to download books or anything else, more or less through Twitter. So I like Instagram. It's fun. I like the fact that I can probably make somebody feel good by hitting a bunch of likes. Oh, this video's hitting 6 minutes, but let's talk about likes. And let's talk about likes as I walk back. The fact that Instagram is doing away with likes is such bullshit. Like, they want to say 800 reasons why they're doing it. They're doing it because then you can't use your own individuality to market your Instagram. If you can't go to a potential like sponsor and say I got this many likes, this many followers coming to my site, then how are you going to sell like an ad? So in the long run, what is the legacy of a platform like Instagram? Is it like, I think the legacy of Facebook will be in the end is how much it had to do with the rise of fascism in this country. And I mean that wholeheartedly. I think that's going to be the legacy of Facebook. So what's the legacy of Instagram going to be? I hope in a way we find a way of acknowledging the legacy of the people who worked and were creative in the early days of Instagram. I hope we can find a way to historically see that and see the people who were innovators and created a whole style of photography that where people say this is an Instagram photo, and it shouldn't be said as a negative. It should be said as a positive. So I thought that was something to talk about today. Give me an excuse to go for a little walk out, because heaven knows I need to get out on days off and not just sit around and on the computer getting frustrated that rendering takes forever on my computer. But yeah, so I've been keeping up with the daily for the most part when I've been off, but probably miss the days here next week when I start back work, because it always sucks when you have time off from work and then you start back. But then again, it's never dead or daily. It's just usually daily.